Good evening. This is the big story here. I'm Seher Zama. And today we're going to be keeping the focus here on the air quality that continues to remain severe. Just yesterday, it was in the emergency zone here. And right now, it continues to remain severe. This is not just for Delhi. This is across the Delhi NCR region, across other parts of the northern belt of India as well. There is no respite, and as we are inching closer here to Diwali celebrations, it continues to remain grim. The severe air quality marginally came down this morning. Delhi's AQI that had gone over the 500 mark just yesterday. What we've seen this morning once again has been a thick smog covering Delhi and once again reducing visibility here as well. The AQI that has been recorded in the area of Anand Vihar, Rohini, Mundka with severe category. The AQI here across other areas has also continued to remain very poor. And it is not just Delhi, it is NCR residents, satellite towns across Delhi which are suffering. There's a word that's come in here from the Delhi Police Commissioner saying strict action will be taken against anyone found bursting or selling of crackers up to the 30th of November. That is till when the ban is on fireworks and firecrackers celebrations.
इस वर्ष प्रदूषण को ध्यान में रखते हुए पटाखों की सेल या इस्तेमाल दोनों वर्जित है। इसके लिए सख्त कानूनी प्रावधान किया गया है। जो कोई भी पटाखों का इस्तेमाल या सेल करता हुआ पाया जाएगा, उसके खिलाफ सख्त कार्रवाई की जाएगी। हमने हर एक पुलिस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एक टीम की गठन की है जो एरिया में जाकर के इंस्पेक्शन करते हैं। जितने भी लाइसेंस इशूड हैं वे सारे निरस्त कर दिए गए हैं, सस्पेंड कर दिए गए हैं। 30 तारीख तक ना तो कोई सेल हो सकता है, ना किसी पटाखे का इस्तेमाल हो सकता है।
Let's throw this open with our panelists and expert voices joining us in this evening for this discussion. We have Mr. Jayadhar Gupta, environmentalist and the founding member of My Right to Breathe. Also, Mr. Raman Malik, spokesperson of the BJP. First to you, Mr. Gupta. This is once again in an emergency situation, yet again, at a time when we are not seeing as much of a vehicular movement because there's still a lot of people staying home, still a lot of people not going to office, working from home here as well, and still not as many stepping out even for Diwali shopping and celebrations, even though markets have been full, but it's not been to the full capacity to what we've seen in previous years. Despite that, we have reached this emergency situation where once again stubble burning contributing to at least 40% of the spike in pollution in the Delhi NCR region. In your reading, on which government particularly fails us? Is this entirely in the central government's hand? Is it partly in state government's hand as well? What's failing people of the Delhi NCR region?
I think everybody is failing everybody, but since we've got Mr. Malik here with us, I'd like to ask him, 4 very pointed questions, and I'd appreciate, we stay away from politics and kind of address those questions ahead. So with your permission, I'd like to go right at it because I know we have a short window here. The first question is, air pollution is a known devil. COVID is an unknown devil. You closed down and locked up this country, shut down the economy. And we've, even now, we're practically shut down because of COVID, which is now in the mortality from COVID is way less than air pollution. Why are we not calling health emergency on air pollution? Why are we not going after and putting restrictions on every source of air pollution? Why is that not happening? And this is not that it's happening for the first time. Yes, it's happening for the first time while we have COVID in play as well, which actually, increases the gravity of the situation a lot. Why are we just pretending like it's normal? This is your 6th year in power at the central level. Why are you pretending that the lives of 700 to 800 million people across North India doesn't matter? That's question number 1. Please, Mr. Malik.
We're in fact going to take that question, that concern through here to Mr. Raman Malik, connected with us here as well, spokesperson of the BJP. Mr. Malik, this is concerning, of course, affecting other states as well. If we look at the top 10 most polluted cities, Delhi is actually at the bottom of that top 10. The ones that are topping the list are other cities coming in from Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. So Mr. Malik, this is concerning an approach that has to be across the board, taking into account other states as well, instead of just pointing fingers at Delhi or the Delhi government.
It's not a Delhi problem. It's a North India problem. It's across the Indo-Gangetic plain, the most populous place on the planet.
Yes.
700 to 800 million people get impacted year after year. And I know we only talk about this during episode 1, which is what is going on right now, because you have another 30 to 40% that comes in from the crop burning.
I don't know who the person is. I believe he's changed his name.
Yes, Dr. Gupta, we got your point. Let's take that question across to Mr. Malik. Mr. Malik, if you got my question here, please go ahead.
See, I do not know what data are you referring to. But honestly speaking, you must look at all the cities that are there. Yes, there are certain industrial towns which may...
UP में किसी भी...
यार बीच में Mr. Gupta, be patient enough for your turn to speak. Learn how to get into a debate.
Mr. Gupta, please allow Mr. Malik to complete his response there.
I am not knowing which data exactly are you referring to, but as per my information is concerned, yes, we do accept that there are certain industrial towns in and around the northern Gangetic work when it comes to pollution. And the pollutants that are there you're required to make paradigm shifts into the entire system that do not happen overnight. Let's say when we started acting towards Ganges, we started acting towards making sure that there were various STP plants around the major industrial townships. Same ways we are trying to get, let's say in Haryana, we have tried a very good experiment by getting these machines which make blocks of parali and leasing it out in these times to the farmers or subsidizing them. So those kind of efforts are basically on and their works are on. We've created a fleet of city bus service which is on the CNG right now, and very soon we are planning to bring in electrical buses for the entire city. So those kind of investments and infrastructure plans are on. But major question today is when we sit down, probably an NGT is there for 20, 25 years now. Or let's say there are various organizations working on the environmental angles. I need to understand what have they brought on to the table. How have they helped in changing the thing? But rather than creating decibels, they have not brought in certain studies or actions which can
but it's for the governments to act. The NGT at best, we understand, Mr. Raman Malik, the NGT at best can give instructions or guidelines, but it is for governments to act. And when you say that this is not something that can work overnight, what is the timeline of overnight when you have in mind? This is 6 years. This is 6 years of the same leadership in Haryana, 6 years of the same leadership in the central government, or 6 years even of the same leadership in the Delhi government. So what is this timeline understanding of overnight?
I'll tell you. First of all, let's compare 6 years of Haryana and 6 years of Delhi. 6 years of Haryana, the parali burning has gone down about 70 to 75%. We have created plants for cardboard, ethanol. We have invested another 2,000 almost crores in the last 2-3 years only on creating avenues so that the reduction in pollution happens. We have long-term, short-term, immediate-term vision plans which we are working upon. Now, I want to understand in the last 6 years when you compare...
But Mr. Malik, there are still Haryana cities of Gurgaon and Faridabad that are reading much more air pollution than Delhi.
Why are you defending Delhi? Why are you defending Please listen to my point.
I'm not defending Delhi here, sir.
You.
Because you're specifically talking about Haryana. I'm bringing up cities in Haryana facing more pollution than Delhi.
I'm going to talk. I'm giving you a case study where we are talking about Delhi and Haryana. I am only asking, I can give you a chart of around 2,000 or 2,800 crore rupees on the aspect of pollution, whatever the government has created an expenditure for doing things and making things happen. You tell me whether it is the infrastructure, whether it is the availability of various transport modes or anything. You tell me systematically if there's any expenditure by the Delhi government, barring those on the media channels and the newspaper, have they done any expenditure towards formation of a plan to reduce pollution? Do you see anything? Forget everything else. They could only do this much, that on the Yamuna river bed they could plant trees.
So Mr. Malik, I'm also going to get at what you said, a response to from Mr. Gupta here as well, who's looking at the larger picture going beyond states and respective governments here. But Mr. Malik, when you talk about the NGT as well and what the NGT has done, it is a lot for the state governments to listen to the NGT. If the NGT says here that firecrackers celebrations that need to be banned up to the 30th of November, in every city and state which is looking at an air quality recorded beyond very poor. And these are states and cities, including Haryana, including Delhi and UP, which are now recording severe. And yet the Chief Minister of Haryana allows a 2-hour window for bursting of crackers.
NGT order,
how is that in line with fighting pollution?
We have issued circular. After NGT order in Gurugram, the district collector has issued the circular that there would be no bursting and selling of firecrackers. Period. By my point and my submission here is, why is it that NGT is only giving the 30th November? Is after 30th November, are firecrackers okay? Do they become healthy? There should be a complete ban on it. Either you do a complete ban on it, or if you do not want to do a complete ban on it, then you do not.
Mr. Gupta, as an environmentalist, Mr. Gupta, as an environmentalist, would you want to very quickly respond to that here? Instead of having state governments and state representatives fight over dates on the ban of a cracker, there is still a holistic approach here to this missing.
Absolutely. We are all under the same airshed. It doesn't matter whether it's Delhi or Haryana or UP. We're all under the same airshed. The central government has an encompassing role on this country. Just like you did not wait for NGT or the Supreme Court to declare a lockdown for COVID, you have a role here, sir, to protect health and life. Please lead. We are with you. Please take bold decisions. We are with you. We are fed up. This is your 6th year in government. Every year everybody is pointing fingers at NGT and Supreme Court and Delhi government and this government. Let's not hide behind each other. We are with you. We expect dabang leadership from our government.
Absolutely.
We are all behind you. Please
a lot
take
for the governments to act here on this, and this is no longer an expectation of overnight work, as you've pointed out very well. In each respective government in power that we're looking at across states of the Northern Belt, it has been 6 years and over. Mr. Gupta, appreciate you speaking with us here, and also Mr. Raman Malik for getting across his point here as the BJP spokesperson on this issue.